Right. Excuse me. Jesus. I may as well get this show on the road. So, yeah. 10 years as a goddamn furry. How am I alive? I know, Toby, you've been around in the fandom for how long now? I don't know, it's way longer than me.
16 years.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And Jalen, what about yourself?
It's only started like 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Oh, you're like a baby.
I've officially been a furry longer than I haven't been one now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that day to happen. That's going to be interesting. Because it has officially taken over a third of my life, essentially. Oh, Jesus. Van Man, with the host. Thank you very much, my dude. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, got some questions from people about my 10 years. So I'm going to read them out and be interested to share the experiences of you guys and see if you've had similar or other interesting experiences. Christ, there's so many. Oh god, the first one. This keeps getting asked of me, and I always feel embarrassed mentioning it, but sod it. So, how did Kivuli come to be how he is today during my time in the fandom? Oh, bloody hell. So, Kivuli started as a character just for, like, Lion King roleplay, because I was part of a... excuse me. Part of a Lion King forum. And then just randomly someone just said, "Hey, I noticed you've got these interests. Have you heard about Furry?" I'm like, "No, what the hell's that?" So he linked me to UK Fur, got me directed towards my local meets, and as I said at the time, Kivuli was a lion, but I think it was like, what, 6 years ago now? I just felt like Tiger just fit me better, so that's when I did the switch, basically, and I've been happy with it ever since. I just look at it and go, yeah, that's how I like to be represented. That's the long story. I haven't got a massive story. I know some people go on about how they spent years deciding a character and keep changing it, but no, it's always been a big cat and only 2 versions. What about yourselves? I mean, how did Toby and Jalen going to be?
Oh, when I first started off, I just chose a wolf because you either chose wolf or fox for the most part.
Yeah, because there's so many of them in the fandom.
And it's like, it only took a few months and I went, nah, I'm a bit too bouncy and silly to be a wolf. I'll go with a dog. I like huskies the best, I'll go with a husky.
And it's just been that way ever since.
That was all it took.
Like, same colours and personality, everything, like, barely any change. Fair enough. And this was still, like, way back at the start. It didn't take, like, very long to...
Yeah, no, this was like within the space of about 3 months of joining the fandom.
Jesus. What about you, Jill? How did...
Now, I know I said I started in the furry fandom around 2016, but I did have a Duat Sona before joining the fandom. And I used to be a part of a Pokemon group on DeviantArt dedicated to a specific storyline. I don't remember what it was called.
Alright, so you actually had a Pokesona originally.
Yes. It was a group centered around transformations and stuff. But yeah.
Oh, fair enough. And how did Jalen, like, come out of it? Like, how did he start?
Actually, it was just more of when I was in the fandom. I kind of drew into the idea of the Falves from someone else I suddenly followed on Twitter who was also a Falv.
Right.
The idea somehow stuck with me, but also getting ideas from other, like, people who I was with in a furry Discord about how I wanted to build my Sona. Somehow the blue stuck together. Somehow the blue fur stuck with me.
And you've been blue ever since then.
Blue dabba dee dabba die.
I was thinking more blue balls, but you know.
I'm glad he went for other reference before I did.
I was thinking it. Is that bad enough?
I was definitely thinking it.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, nah. It's been said like a million times before. I don't think it needs mentioning again. But hey, it was said. Oh, crumbs. What are we next on this? Crumbs. Do you ever see yourself as a tiger when you first joined the fandom? No. Again, it was a line at the time because, as previously said, Lion King fanboy. But it wasn't long after that I left the forum and it's like, well, actually, I just feel tiger suits me better, so yeah. But it was a tiger not long after that. What is it like when you first met other furries for the first time? I think I nearly shit myself. I was being so scared. Is the best way I can describe it. Because my first time meeting furries was at the Fur Meets where me and Tobias live in Newcastle in the UK. And, you know, I found the post on the forum about where the meet was and everything like that. And was talking to the guy that was running it. And he was like, yeah, I should be there. Just look for, like, this guy. I'll be next to my girlfriend. Like, all that sort of thing. And I turned up on the day and he was running, like, super late. So he wasn't even there, and I didn't know anybody else. And I just saw this, like, mass of people that with, like, no, like, proper, like, luggage or suitcases, because it was in, like, the train station that we were meeting up. And I'm just like, is that them? I'm not sure. It could be. And I was just nervous as all hell because I did not have the confidence I do today. And I just literally just saw, like, bit my lip, went up and just asked, excuse me, you know, the furries. And the guy, Toby, you'll get this. I think it was bloody Muddy of all people.
Oh god.
Yeah, I think my first interaction was with Muddy. And he was like, oh no, it's cool, man. It's going, yeah, what's your Sona? And I mentioned I was a lion. And then he threw me at, like, the other 3 lions that were in the group. And it's like, it was insane.
Here you go, start a pride.
Yep, it essentially is essentially what happened. It was sort of like a small pride of lions. It was growing at the time. But no, it was very nerve-wracking, very, like, worrying, and just to know how to really act is the best way to describe it. It was the first really big social interaction I had in a very, very long time. But the day went on and I just started to feel, like, more at ease, and again, reference Toby get. A few hours later I met Shiver. Just a reference for people, Shiver was, because he's stopped now, he was one of those people that lived purely on the power of drinking gin. I think is the best way to describe it.
It's accurate.
Yeah, it is highly accurate, but he was just so lovely, so welcoming. By the end of that for me, I was just like, you know what? Yes, I want to come back to this. I want to be part of this now. I am this. So that was my first interactions with furries. It was an insane day, and it's burnt into my memory. I don't think if I ever get dementia, I think that's going to be one of the last things to go. To be perfectly honest.
The first time meeting furries is always weird.
It really is. Yeah, it's weird but fun and interesting at the same time. Is the best way I could think about explaining it. But yeah, that's my. What?
I'm here.
Oh, bloody hell, it's a Brazilian. A random other.
I was invited.
Another random tiger has joined us. Welcome, Ribena Cat. Welcome.
Hello.
Well, welcome to.
with the Ribena.
Yes, you're purple. Come on. Yeah, welcome to my 10 years of being a furry stream, aka now Grey Muzzle. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know how I'm alive. But yeah, I was just about to ask Jalen and Toby, what was everyone's first times meeting furries like for you guys?
I'm gonna start since I have the best experience with that.
Oh, do you?
My first well, somewhat.
Go on.
My first experience actually interacting with a fursuiter was at PAX East 2017. Somehow, in some way, when I was trying to go back up to the lobby to try and meet up with some people, I ran into a red fursuiter right in front of me. He wasn't even looking at me, and I was like, fursuit, I'm here behind you. Come talk to me.
Flailing arms fanboy of fuzz.
Yes, at first.
I've got to ask, was it Madeira?
No, it was not.
Right.
But yes, it was a Boston local.
It was
It was a New England local.
Ah, awesome.
And this was back when I was still living in New England, yes. So, yeah. My last PAX East as a New Englander was also the first time I interacted with a fursuiter.
Nice.
That always
And from then on, I started going to fur meets. Particularly, there was a bowling meet in the county that I was in, and I have to thank one particular furry who actually helped me, well, in some way, get more accustomed to interacting with fursuiters than my first time PAX East. And that person, who unfortunately I don't have contact with today, is Nisha.
Ah, right. It's like the guy that introduced me to the fandom on that Lion King fan site. Literally soon after my first meet, he said he was just look, he's going away to like work. He's getting married, and he's just going to be busy with life. And we might speak in the future, but we've just never spoken again. We had that 1 half-an-hour conversation, but if it wasn't for him, I would not have joined this fandom. I don't think, at least not when I did. What about you, Toby? What was your first interaction with?
My first interaction with furries, IRL.
Yeah, I would say IRL. Online's completely separate.
Now, see, normally I would say, oh, I got taken to a fur meet by my cousin. But technically, the first time I met a group of other furries was at my sister's 21st birthday. Actually, no, it was her 18th birthday. I was 21 at the time.
Okay.
And I'm sitting at a table just doing nothing because I hate parties.
Yeah, you hate interaction of that scale, essentially.
And my cousin and her then boyfriend, Katori and Kim.
Oh, bloody hell,
came
Kim.
over. And Katori looked at me and goes, "Are you wearing that collar because you're a furry?" I was like, "Yes." they both have collars on as well. I was like, "Oh, awesome, what furries do?" And it then proceeded that we had a load of glow sticks all banded together, and all three of us are tied together with them. I don't know how it happened.
So your first interaction was actually like you, your cousin, and their other half, and for whatever reason, for whatever length of time, you just never realised that you both were furry.
But we didn't see each other often.
Ah, right, yeah, of course you didn't, did you?
Yeah, I have that whole thing, and tell me, does that sound at all weird with it being Katori? That somehow we all end up tied together by collars?
No, it's Katori.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway, they quickly said, "Oh, you're coming to the meet in like 3 days." I was, "Am I?" "Yes."
yeah, you are now.
And I got thrown in the back of a car and dragged to my first fur meet.
Well, you probably promptly met me at some point.
Yeah, I met you, I met Anthony that day,
Mm-hmm.
and I met a couple other people, and yeah, that was my introduction to furries.
Jesus. And finally, what about Priscillian? How did you get introduced to furries? What was your first in real life interaction?
Ooh, actual furries or fursuiters?
Like, just furries, so it doesn't have to be fursuiters.
Ooh, well, honestly, I've been a furry as long as I can remember. There wasn't really a time when I wasn't interested in it. I think it started with mostly animated things, but I didn't really start interacting with furries in real life until college, I think. My now best friend IRL, name's Michael. He and I got to know each other kind of at this sort of a quiet room that they had at college, sort of a social like get-together room. And for the longest time, I didn't realize he was a furry either.
Crumbs.
It was the weirdest moment. I only realized he was a furry when I saw him browsing some questionable material on Fur Affinity.
Oh dear. Was the response somewhere along the line of, wait, hang on, you too?
I mean, kind of, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna bond over something,
I mean, yeah.
that's
Come up behind someone. Oh, that's hot.
And then you actually look and see what it is, and you're like, oh, wait, shit.
So if you're gonna bond over anything, that's something.
Yeah, that's definitely something. Jesus.
No, I didn't actually see a fursuit IRL until later on in my college life. I was actually lucky enough that the college was having a trip to the MCM London Comic Con.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
Jesus Christ, the memories
yeah,
of that fucking
I didn't
hell.
I didn't necessarily recognize them, but there were a couple of fursuits there.
Alright. So that's yeah, quite diverse how we all met furries then.
Yeah,
Okay, there's
a
a
couple.
lot of people I hear it's like, oh, they just go to a fur meet and they try it out, but we're actually quite a diverse array of it.
Yeah,
Huh.
I mean, you'd be surprised how many sort of furries don't present themselves as furries when you initially meet them.
Well, yeah, because we don't
kinda-
know.
Well, yeah, you
And
kind
yet-
of find that out later.
Yet you go to a fur meet, and you can play in the spot the furry game around whatever city you're in.
I do that anyway. I'm not even going to a fur meet. I'm just playing Spot the Furry Town when I'm walking.
Yeah, but anytime I go to the Manchester meet or I go to the Birmingham meet, and all in the morning before we go to meet up, I'm looking around. That person's a furry. That person's a furry. And sure enough, several hours later, we go to meet up with everyone.
And they're there.
Oh,
It's also funny.
furries
Spot.
can blend in,
Like-
but they stand out as well.
Yeah,
It's like, where's Wally but with furries?
more
It's a
or
great
less.
fun game.
Oh, furry spotting. Can we call it furry spotting?
Not train spotting, furry spotting. It's also things like just trying to work out when you do see somebody and you suspect like furriness. One of the big giveaways is like clothing, like what's on their clothing sort of thing. It's like I make a judgment off that, just like where they fit furry wise. Like when I was in,
person has like coloured hair and nerdy clothing, never furry.
or just a really crazy weeb. You know, it could be either or. You just don't know. But there's like,
If
for
it's a
example,
fur meet on, it's a furry.
if there's a furry on, it's probably a furry. Ruffy.
Why not?
But oh, what was it? It's like there's a guy that walked past work today because I have like because of work I have like a view of like half of like the shopping center I'm in. I just saw one guy walking past. He looked about, I would say, like our age, Toby. And again, he in general didn't look outstanding anyway, but he had a hoodie on that had like a line with like lightning around it. I thought, you either got that because you just thought it was cool, or you're like a fringe furry. Like, you know, but you just don't know if you want to fully commit. That's the best way I can think of describing
Or
it.
it's a furry
Yeah,
on the down.
I'm sure some of us have had experiences like that.
Yeah, or just when you see people and it's like, I am like 90% sure you are, but you don't want to be out it, so I'm going to play it cool and not go any further. That's the best way I can see it. Oh,
It's
Christ.
like if anyone's walking around with like a Lapfox shirt or something, you're pretty sure they're a furry.
Oh no, the funniest one, I have actually had this happen. I've got a
I know that's a dated reference, but still.
yeah, but as I said, the funniest one I've seen happen. There, brain function, please. My brain's melted from work. That's what the problem is. Jesus.
See, I'm always easy to spot because I'm always wearing some sort of con-related T-shirt.
Yeah, you can probably see me from my furry paraphernalia, but it's like I can't remember where I was, but I was like somewhere. It might have been like a bus or the metro or something, and I'm just like sitting like looking around, and I shit you not, I saw somebody looked like plain clothes, like nothing outstanding about them, but I saw one little like pin or mark or something on their bag, It was
Was
BD.
it tail?
It was BD.
Oh God.
It was BD.
That's a giveaway.
And they looked up and we did sort of like exchange glances, and I just sort of glanced at the bag and smirked, and they were just like, shit. He knows. He
I know
knows.
what you've been buying.
Yeah, pretty much is the case. I mean, I don't know if they had any particular items, shall we say, or they just had it because they thought.
You can take a good guess as to what it was.
Yeah, but I said it was just the pin badge. They could have just liked the pin badge because the logo is cool.
Yeah, but you aren't finding that pin badge unless you're also searching for the other things.
Maybe.
You don't just come across and go, oh, I'll have that pin badge.
I would.
Not notice the rest of it.
Well, I've noticed the rest of it. It's hard not to notice the rest of it, but I would just have the pin badge. Pin badge looks cool.
Or you could get just the pin badge, but you couldn't find just the pin badge without finding everything
No,
else.
you would have to see everything else. And I think one of the
That
funniest...
person was going there for one reason and picked that up as well.
I mean, it's always funny when you see non-furries like interact with like that sort of thing as well, because hasn't like Achievement Hunter been sent some questionable things
Oh,
from
yeah,
Bad
they
Dragon and other like big like YouTube people who are not furries, or they just find it randomly themselves because they Google like dragon dick or something, and then and then they come across it like, oh. It's like,
You know, for me, seeing someone buy Bad Dragon is it reminds me of a specific line from Resident Evil 4. That strange merchant. What are you buying?
Oh, that's just the deal.
You can just imagine that as the Bad Dragon mascot. You just walk up to him, he's like, "What are you buying?"
Duke. I've got chances in this one, and Dave's in this one.
One of my old mates was browsing Bad Dragon on his laptop, I believe. Oh no, it was on one of the college computers at college, and he got caught. He got caught by the teacher, I think.
Oh no, that's like the worst.
We never let him forget that.
Oh, you just don't let shit like that up. You just nah. Oh bloody hell! All right, next question. What we got? What are some amazing memories you've made during your time in the fandom? Fuck, where do I start and end this list? Jesus Christ!
Where's the emergency?
Why do you begin?
No. It's a brain function. Toby, there's a question later on about con stories. We'll get to that.
I'm just saying, you want a memorable moment.
I'm gonna say Mexican emergency. We'll explain that in a bit. Yeah, that was really memorable. First time I confuzzled, without a doubt. First big proper furry con. Just like the Fermi, I was shooting a brick. I was by myself. First I'd ever been away from home by myself. All that sort of thing. And it's when Confuzzle was only like 300 people. We've got nearly 2,000 more people now. That's definitely one.
See, I would say Confuzzled is a big one. It's the first Furcon.
Yeah,
More particularly, first time fursuit.
Yes, it's just.
Which, for me, was at Confuzzled.
It wasn't for me, but the first time proper fursuiting was for me, or as I said, at Confuzzled. Especially with like the Kivuli suit now and Arcus, it's just so good. It's too much fun.
The first time suiting both at a con and out in, because it's such different experiences.
It really is. You do take on a completely different personality when you put a suit on, even just a little bit. You kind of can't help it. But it is insanely fun, and if you get to interact with the public, especially like kids, and they just end up like smiling and laughing, it's like that's so gratifying. Because you're essentially some form of like walking Disney World when you're on a fursuit walk. And
I reckon I might be shooting myself in the foot when I say this, but I think just the idea of furries and that kind of character I think it's inherently like kid friendly.
Well,
I
yeah,
think it's
you're a big
inherently-
walking, cuddly animal.
I think it's inherently like appealing to that age range if you just design a character like that.
Yeah, I mean, me and Toby have witnessed countless times when we go to Confuzzle with the hotel, they still have to have some rooms aside for people to like walk up and just have a room, basically, like members of the public. There is, it's just insane when you see like a family and a couple of kids walk in, and the kids when they're outside they look miserable as hell because they've probably been like traveling for ages and stuff. And they got to stay in this dumb hotel, and then all of a sudden there's like 1,000 fluffy animals running around in front of them, and their faces go from oh to I'm in Disneyland. It's like it's like you see that instance.
Disney World.
Disney World. It's like you see that instance happen. It's like, you know The Simpsons when you see Ralph like breaking down because Lisa dumps him? Think the reverse of that. Like you could freeze frame the exact moment the kid's hype level has just hit the roof.
One of the things that always sticks in my memory is the exact same thing. Going around in Newcastle for the fursuit walks, we would often run into the special needs group.
Yeah, we would often do that, yeah, definitely.
To see just how just pure joy on the face when a bunch of giant cartoon characters are walking towards them.
Yeah, they just get
It's
so
great fun.
happy.
It's like living a fantasy that every kid just dreams of.
That's essentially it. It's like we're bringing like our own little fantasies to life, but it's giving a little bit of that fantasy to other people as well that they weren't expecting. Like Crumbs, the walks now with us, they're getting a lot larger. We're getting like more attention, more people asking what's going on. I've seen you around, like all that sort of thing. And it's just literally like we just do this for fun because we can. There's no other way to describe
Yeah,
it.
I prefer suiting in public rather than cons because cons everyone's used to it.
Yeah.
Out in public, it's to share a little piece of this magic with everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it at a con all the time, the novelty does wear off slightly.
Oh no, it fucking doesn't. I'm still a kid in a candy shop when I'm going around.
It's
Confuzzle.
good to interact with people who know what's going on and all the other suitors, but you'll never get that reaction that you do out in public.
No, unless you've brought an absolutely insane, amazing new fursuit, and everyone's like, "Damn!"
Even then, people will be coming up and it's like, "Oh, that's cool. So how did you do this? What's this?"
Yeah, they'd question it like how it was made, how much it cost.
They understand what it is.
Yeah.
They
Out in
don't want to
public,
know. They don't want
out
to know
in-
how much it costs.
In a con, they generally do.
Yeah, they kind of do. Even some public ask, and I'm open and honest about it. Look, depending like who makes it, and what exactly you get, it can be anywhere from like 500 to like $4,000.
Yeah.
Another thing I find too is that if you've seen a lot of fursuits with the same exact design for a while, and you kind of get to learn who that maker is, then
Faruku.
chances are,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The more you see it, the
Oh,
more you
yeah.
start to
the more you,
recognize certain suit makers.
the more you start to recognize the newer fursuits of that same maker.
Yeah, it's very easy
So
to recognize it when you see it.
I imagine every suit suit maker has like their own style that they
Yeah,
use.
The
So
def-
it gets very easy to recognize one from the other.
yeah. It's like, there's some that are like very similar, but there's still that little bit of like, there's just something that's like
It's
that's
the personal
them.
touch.
Yeah,
It's a
it does.
personal
That's
touch.
them. That's the way they do it.
Yeah, I can go around and say, "Oh, that's a Furry suit. That's a Don't Hunt Cacti. That's made by me." You can tell.
I've just
Always gone.
I've just remembered one memory. I don't know how I forgot it. I've just remembered it now. I shouldn't
good.
laugh at it, but it is just one of the funniest things that ever happened on a fursuit walk up here. It was before I was like running things, but I was like helping out in the fursuit walk and make sure everyone's all right. And we're going down like the main shopping street in Newcastle, and one of the sewers has like a demon skull head on, and then like a tail and paws and everything like that. And then this little kid, couldn't have been more than 5 years old, just runs up and just sort of goes like, "Pap!" on that suitor's back. They turn around just like a sharp turn. So the kid is suddenly greeted with this like demon skull face. The kid just like backs off slowly a little bit, turns to run but does not look where they're going, and just goes wham straight into a glass window and like stumbles back confused. I had to turn away from nearly pissing myself laughing, and I'm also trying to look for the parents. They're like 200 meters down the street. I was in stitches when I finally got to like let it all out. It was just so funny. It's like the little kid just wanted to like play around, but it's like he got scared. We shouldn't laugh, but it is just funny. It's the same when like people just see the normal suits, like anything that looks like fine, I don't look like a demon or anything like that, but they say like, "Oh my shit!" They start freaking out because they don't know what it is, and it's like, what's going on? Why is that a fox? Why is this here? It's like it's like have a meltdown. The brains are not processing it. As I say, I don't know what reactions are like better, the really excited over reactive ones, or the people that are like freaking out and trying to get away. I can't believe I forgot that memory. That's one of my favourites. Oh, that's going to the grave with me.
I just got a call for food, so I will go eat and I'll be right back.
Okay, catch you in a bit. We'll still be here, probably.
Alrighty.
Oh, just trying to think of any other good memories. I would say just like generally spending time with the friends I've made over the 10 years. Don't think there's anything particular that sticks out. I mean, I've got like my D&D games that happen. Me and Tobias chill with friends and we're watching like Digimon on Fridays at the moment. That's pretty damn cool. Furry's still going on. It's just good. I don't know the best way to describe it. You guys got any other memories?
The only one I can really describe was my first convention at Megaplex, but that's already covered in video.
That doesn't mean you can't share a little bit of it here.
I already covered everything in video.
Okay.
Honestly.
What about you, Tobes? Oh, have we lost the Toby? I think we've lost the Toby.
Toby.
I'll message him 1 second.
Bark, bark.
His dogs probably have pulled him away as well, knowing his luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not even picking up the messages. Oh dear. Oh wait, no, he's just.
My computer is freaking the hell out. I'm going to try and reset it.
Oh, okay. I said we'll still be here when you get back.
Yeah.
Right, so...
Alright, I might as well stick around until more peeps decide to come back.
If you could.
Yeah, because I promised myself that I would go by now, but I don't want to leave you alone.
Yeah, I said Toby wouldn't be too long. His computer's built to like boot up fast, so... where are we? Question... If you could tell yourself, when you first joined the fandom, anything, what would it be and why? Fuck. I would honestly just tell myself, look, just always just keep being honest, and there are going to be rough patches, but honestly just stick through them, stick with these particular people, and honestly, and avoid these ones, and honestly, you'll be fine. And probably also tell myself about, like, start, like, doing the streaming stuff and everything sooner. Like, get on that, even just a little bit. But, yeah, it's just tell myself not to worry, essentially, is the long and short of it, and just watch out for these pitfalls, and just don't worry, just be yourself. It's okay to be yourself. Saying that, I think, not to say I've had a bad 10 years, I've had an amazing 10 years, but I think I would have had a smoother, I'd have a smoother 10 years if I gave myself that warning. Does that make sense?
That absolutely makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, what about you? What would you tell yourself like 3 years ago?
I'm actually gonna go to myself 10 years ago and say, oh, you're gonna join this weird ass group known as furries. You've already seen it online from some idiot you've already don't have contact with anymore from the Mario 64 community. You're probably gonna carry it over to your gaming life soon enough. Hell, just deal with it.
That's it. Look, shit's gonna happen. Deal with it, you stupid little bitch. Just sit there, just like, I mean, like 10 years ago. How old were you 10 years ago, if you don't mind saying?
17.
17. So you just tell this little, like, 70-year-old you, just like, what the fuck are you on about? What's gonna happen to me? I like being nice, saying, look, shit's gonna be fine. You're gonna meet these awesome people. Just avoid these ones. And you're like, look, you're gonna get fucked over. Just deal with it. It's like, you're so much more brutal than I ever would be to myself.
At least I'm not as brutal as one other person you knew.
I knew.
A certain Jero.
I still kind of know him. Yeah, I wonder what he would tell himself from 10 years ago. Huh. That's a good point, actually. I'll throw him a message to see if he was actually available. I'll pop him in here.
Is he even in the server?
He should be. If he's not, I'll bring him back in. I must have left. I can just invite him back in. That's fine.
All right.
Well, yeah. It's still. So I'm still laughing at how brutal you'd be to yourself. Deal with it, you little bitch.
But on the upside, I'd also tell myself, hey, it's gonna be all right. These people are gonna be very friendly anyways.
Yeah. In fact, here, go to the fur meets now. Oh. It's not the question, but I would definitely go back even further in time and tell myself sooner about the fandom, if that makes sense. Like, before I found it the way I did, I would tell an earlier version of myself, even then. Probably like when I was like 16. I would like, look, this is a thing. Seriously, look it up. And by the way, don't bother going to university. Get a job or an apprenticeship. Because I've done college, I've done university, and don't get me wrong, good experiences got me, like, you know, skills with like media and like the editing and all that. But in hindsight, if I could change one little thing, it would be that I might still go to college, but definitely not university. Definitely look at getting a job, especially a more higher paying one when I was in college. Because I would also remind myself, look, Confuzzled is a thing. You want to go to this thing, go to it. Like, go to the first one. Because I went to my first one was the third Confuzzled. So it'd be nice to be there from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Good news, I'm back.
Oh, just in time. The question.
No idea what was going on there. Amazon food was eating my CPU.
Okay, interesting. Anyway, the question was, if you could tell yourself when you first joined the fandom anything, what would it be and why? I've gone for just saying, like, look, meet these awesome people, don't meet these ones, and just start your streaming like stuff more sooner. Jalen's gone for the effect of you're gonna meet some people, some of them are gonna be assholes, deal with it.
My advice to my previous self would just be, just jump in the deep end.
Like, just dive bomb in.
Oh, you're gonna jump straight into the After Dark roleplay side.
Oh god.
Like I
I
did.
don't do the roleplay, but other than that, that's fine. But no, I spent. I joined the fandom when I was about 15. I didn't go to a meet until I was 21.
Yeah.
And then there was another 2 or 3 years until I went to a con. If I could go back now, I would just say, go to the meets, go to the cons.
That's sort of
I
like
entirely missed RBW because I took too long.
It's like I said, like even a bit further back from like during the meets, like 3 years previous to that, like when I was 16, I would tell myself, during this fandom, go to these meets, go to this con, don't bother with like university, maybe college, but actually, you know, don't even bother with going to your first year of A levels because you're gonna suck at it, which I did.
Yeah.
Leave school at 16, do college now, get a good job while you've done that, get an apprenticeship, go to these cons.
I wish I could give myself actual life advice, but I haven't figured it out now, so...
I think the big one for you is don't get a job at Asda.
I only did that because I had no other options.
Start looking sooner? I don't know.
I had been looking for about 4 years at that point.
Ouch.
Actually, no. At that point, I'd been... Oh, at that point, it was more like 7 years.
Jeebus.
That's how bad things had been around here.
Yeah. Ouch. Right. Next question. Alright, this is one a bit more directed at me. Did you ever believe that during your time in the fandom you would inspire so many? This is the thing, I don't really feel I inspired that many people.
I've inspired Fearon's members and the general public.
I don't think that's what the question's on about, Toby.
That's about the only thing I'm inspired.
Like I know I'm now over like 500 subs on YouTube, and I've got a small like following on Twitch, so I don't really feel it's that many. But I do still get the odd messages like people like knowing me from like other videos, particularly Down Dog Games, or I've done something in particular that people thought was awesome. No, really, I didn't think or even plan to apparently be an inspiration. It was never a thought that occurred to me. I just wanted to have fun. It's the best way.
You're not. I'm back.
Oh, hey, Priscillian, welcome back. Just the question I got asked is, did I believe that in my time in the fandom I'd inspire so many? And like I said, the question is no. The answer is no. I just didn't. Is the best way to describe it, and a lot of like there's like some of that more like came to highlight like this year, with Confuzzled, because I run the werewolf games there, which Toby knows that very well. Which is just like a murder mystery like type card game, and the responses and the chatter that was happening on the Telegram group for it took me by surprise. Like a lot of people were getting really like hyped up for it, really looking forward to like me playing the games again. New people were joining, and they're like, you've got to play a game with this guy, you got to play a game with this guy. And there was even one person at the con themselves, they had literally done that thing of like, they're the friend that's like not really in the fandom, but they're there for someone else. But by the end of like the last game of the like last night I was running it there, they pretty much came out and said, look, I've got to thank you. I'm just like, what for? And it's like, you've been a big part in making this con awesome for me, and I think because of you, I now definitely want to say I am a furry. And I almost broke down in tears at that. I was like, what? I was like, I'm just some dumb idiot going up here yelling that people have like died from a werewolf attack, and you're saying that apparently I've turned you from a supportive friend into a full furry. And then they're just like,
no one goes out expecting to influence people. You should never underestimate what little things can affect people.
yeah, that's kind of like a lesson I like took from it. And when this, I should point out these questions we're reading now are from Jade's Skyline, or Skyco. She has multiple names. So when I was reading these questions, I was like, do I like how do I do it? And it's like, yeah, I actually do have just like some influence. It might not be a lot, but what I do have apparently really does affect people. And I never considered that. I'd never even thought about it until I saw the question. I was like, huh, that's actually a thing. That is something I am doing, and I'm not even realizing I'm doing it. I'm just going about the things the way I do it, but yeah, apparently people really love it, so yay for me. I'm glad I could be a positive influence on people. But yeah, that's damn. Can't really think of other ways to
I
describe
wouldn't
it.
jump straight to positive influence.
Well,
So you said you made someone a furry. That's not necessarily a positive thing.
it is definitely a positive thing. Come on. Let's spread the furry love.
Yes. Alright, I'm gonna drop out. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you gotta go?
Yeah.
Alright, no worries, buddy. Thank you very much. Take care, and catch you later.
I'll see ya. I might be in chat.
Oh, you might be in chat. Awesome, no worries. Hashtag don't forget to host.
Okay, take care.
Take care.
See ya.
See ya.
The shameless plug-in.
Hey, promote me.
Like and subscribe.
That's YouTube. Follow and donate.
Oh no, you give the like.
No,
and
sorry,
subscribe.
no,
I
sorry,
see
sorry.
your stuff
Sorry,
pop up on YouTube.
Sorry, YouTube is like, comment, subscribe. On Twitch, it's follow, subscribe, and donate. There it is, chilling with the host. Thank you very much, buddy.
One.
One, I'll take the one.
One.
I'll happily take the one.
Me little helps.
We're not Tesco's. Jesus. But yeah, no, never thought I'd inspire people the way I do, and honestly, if that's how it's going, I hope I do continue to inspire that way, because yay, basically that's only positive. When deciding on Kivuli's suit form, how would you finally decide for his realistic look? Just because his overall personality, while he can be like daft and a bit bonkers, he does err towards the more serious side personality wise. So I didn't think Toonie really fit in with him. Like, don't be wrong, it'd be interesting to see a Toonie ahead of him. I'd probably like to do that at some point. Probably just get obviously from the same maker, but yeah, I just didn't think a Toonie would suit his personality. It's the same with Arcus the Snow Leopards. Like, I've seen what Furuku can do with Snow Leopards. They are damn adorable as Toonies.
Mm-hmm.
But I just personally didn't think it fit the character. You want someone looking Toonie, it'd probably be the Scurus Flying Squirrel species that Omnom made. I'd definitely have a Toonie of my Scurus, because they're freaking adorable. And that's how they're meant to be. Moving on from that, linked with it, what inspired the design? I was 17 when Kivuli was first made as a line, so yeah, I took the dark colours and the red, turned into a tiger, kept the dark fur and the red, white stripes. It kind of
Well,
is.
we've established when you did the tiger, you just took a photograph of a white tiger and made a photo negative.
Yeah, I'm a negative white tiger. That's essentially what happened with the design.
We've demonstrated this. I've corrected your suit.
Yeah, you technically have turned me into a white tiger before, or turned a white tiger into a black tiger.
I've done that too.
Yeah, but yeah, there's nothing really like big behind the design. They're all obviously like little like quirks on it now to almost like little like identifiers. Like if people was like, oh hey, is this art of you? It's just like no, and it's like yeah, but it's still got like some scars and red eyes. I'm like yeah, but there's no chevrons on the back of the hand paws, and the stripes at the back aren't chevrons either. So it's just little tweaks like that make the difference. I don't mind if people like do art. I don't mind like the other like little stripes like up the arms or the legs, around the chest or whatever. I don't mind what the artist does with them, but the identifying features are the scars and the chevrons. That's how you know it's Kivuli.
But it's a black tiger, of course it's you.
Yeah, I've had that so many times. I'm just like, no, here's me. Here's that picture you've just sent.
All black tigers look the same.
Hashtag all black tigers are not equal. We're all different. Alright, Toby, it's that question. The question we all fear but also love. Any fun con stories from your time in the fandom?
There've been a few.
Where do we start?
Well, we already
got
mentioned
it.
the Mexican emergency.
Yes, so we'll start with the Mexican. Jesus Christ, why am I doing this? I haven't got enough meat for this. Mexican emergency.
I don't have any alcohol. Consider yourself lucky.
Mexican. So it actually started with, I think it was someone from the medical team at Confuzzled, and I think they were just being like daft and something. They were just like chilling out, and they yelled out like Mexican emergency. Now our friend Cedric, I think he initially heard medical emergency, and then it was like no, Mexican.
I'm not giving him that much credit.
But then what happened, because the way Cedric is, he can play a ukulele. So he then started running around the con, screaming Mexican emergency, playing like Mexican style chase music.
There was someone else yelling Mexican emergency. They were running around with Ed running after them playing the ukulele.
Yeah, that was the initial one. That was the initial one. That we then had like a half an hour break. I was wondering what the hell was up, and then I joined in. Ed was coming in. Sorry, Cedric was coming in from outside. I had his camera looking around, and he's just gently strumming away. And then there's these two suitors just look at the camera, look at us, they look at each other, and they slowly start to build up speed. Me and Cedric shoot a glance, and then sure enough, Mexican emergency, and it begins. Now, for those of you that don't know, Confuzzled, the way it is set up, you have the main lobby when you're coming through the door. That's where we walked in, and then at the back it leads off to one very long corridor. I think it's about, what would you say, 300 meters long, Toby?
Yeah, about there.
Yeah, and then near the front is a similar one that runs parallel to it. And they sort of meet a U-turn, and then it splits off to the other end of the hotel and then comes back round to the lobby. These suitors took off down the corridor. You then have Cedric chasing after him with the Mexican emergency, and then you have me with this very big, very expensive camera bolting down the corridor, all chasing each other. We get to the U-turn. One of them splits off to go to the other part of the hotel. The other one does the full U-turn, comes back along the other corridor, and we're just belting it along. I'm at this point, I'm knackered, because again, I've got this damn camera on me, so I start to slow down, and then I was like, right, I'm gonna call the stop, and I hit the stop record button, and I swear to God, dog, shut the fuck up, I'm talking here. I swear to God, as soon as I hit the stop record button, Cedric slips and falls flat on his backside. Literally right before the lobby. The suitor turns around and comes over to see if he's alright. Cedric doesn't care. He's still laying down, still just gently strumming away. He has no cares in the world. He's going for it. We get back up, and then we run around again in the lobby for a little bit. So that was the Mexican emergency. Toby, did we tell that one? You know which one I mean.
You gotta be specific. Which one? We've got so many.
No. The Dari incident.
Oh,
the Code
yeah,
Tyne. Yeah. The birth of the Code Tyne.
We do, yeah. We got
God. Oh boy. So.
We've showed it so many times that we need to do it again.
So, this is the same con as the Mexican emergency. And a lot of us are chilling out in my room, just relaxing. I get a text from our friend Jamie. He's like, "Hey, have you seen my tablet anywhere?" And I'm just like, "Nope, not seen it since we were playing Magic downstairs in the afternoon. Don't worry about it. Just check on ups, check the concierge. It should be fine. It'll turn up somewhere." And so, just leave it at that. And then half an hour later, there's another text comes in. Somebody else picks it up. With just pretty words, my tablet's been lost / stolen. There's now 16 people suddenly shoot up in panic almost, and SAS march out of my room to go try and help locate this damn tablet. That's my side and my viewpoint. Let's now turn time back about an hour ago. to Cedric again and Jamie. They're looking for the tablet. They can't see it anywhere. Cedric goes downstairs and does ask about like the missing tablet. Now the problem here is, he literally just went, and this is when the Germans were still members of security. He just went, "I'm looking for a blue tablet," and the response back is like, "Ecstasy, roofies, Viagra," like sort of thing. And then Cedric just suddenly realizes himself like, "Oh no, like Android tablet, like like touchpad." He's like, "Oh right, no, not seeing one. Like sorry." So Cedric's defeated. He goes back. Tells Jamie, check concierge, not there, and they're just trying to scratch their heads where it could be. Jamie then has an idea. It's a good idea. Jamie gets his phone, opens up his Spotify, and because the phone is linked to the tablet, they start playing the music through the tablet. Brilliant idea. Jamie grabs Ed, sort of like pushes them out the door, spins them around. Bear in mind, I'm not here, this is just what just got described to me. And pushed him out the door and pretty much went, "Right, I've started playing music. Go find German death metal." Yeah. So Cedric is now running around again, trying to find German death metal coming from a tablet. And it's still no luck. And he finally decided he'll check concierge again, and he'll check ConOps. He gets to ConOps, it's a different guy there this time, not the same one as before. And he's just going like, "Right, I'm looking for this," and just to clarify, it's this, it's not like an actual like pill sort of thing. I'm like, "Okay, we need more information than that." "Oh, it's like this make and model. I'm saying more. It's like this email address. Got this on the background." Goes through like all these questions, and the guy's like, still not enough. And Cedric just starts thinking, and then he like pings, and he goes, "Oh, 5 minutes ago it was playing German death metal." There's apparently I got described. There was a little brief pause. The security guard like glares eyes and just goes, "That was you." So apparently what had happened is, sure enough, the tablet did indeed play the German death metal. Right when there was a security meeting going on behind ConOps, when it was locked in the fucking safe.
Yeah, let's be more specific. Someone had handed it in. They had put it in this safe, which is a chunky safe.
Yeah.
And it was loud enough that the music came through so loud it drowned out their meeting.
Yeah, like a proper secure, like lock sealed safe. The music was that loud, and the security meeting was the German Furs, and suddenly this German death metal is blaring out the goddamn safe. Apparently, that was enough to prove that the tablet did indeed belong to Jamie. So, rather annoyed at this point, the security guy gets it out of the safe, hands it over to Cedric. You'd think the story would be done here. Oh, fuck no, it isn't.
Not with the Tyne Furs, it isn't.
No, not with the Tyne Furs. So,
wait, it's more.
Oh, yeah. So, Cedric now is running for all living hell, creating his own Mexican emergency again, essentially, just about the ukulele, running through confuzzle along corridors. Now, unfortunately, he runs past, again, another group of security, who are the Germans. One of them being the head of security, Dory, who was an ex-German Panzer Grenadier. This guy is built like a freaking brick shit house. Because, again, they were looking into actual possible... I mentioned the, like, blue pills before. Apparently there was something like that, like, going on, or some suspicions, and we're looking into it. So, Cedric bolts past this group of four. And they just turn and just, like, off and is like, "Everything okay?" Now, in the head of dear Cedric, he turned... Apparently, according to him, he turned and said, "Yep, everything is fine. I just need to get this tablet back to my friend." What came out was more of a whimpered scream over like, "Yes, I'm totally fine, thank you!" And he's still running. And now two security guards are chasing him. He gets to Jamie's room, and unlike a normal fucking person, not pulling out a key card, or just, just like, "Jamie, I've got it," it's more, like, slamming on it and everything, while these security guards are chasing after him. The security guards catch up to him as Jamie opens the door. They kind of want to know what's going on, Eddie just like looks between Jamie and the security, and then back to Jamie, and then back to the security, and just goes, "Look, guys, I'll be honest right now. I'm more scared of him than I am of you." To the security. They all calm down. The situation gets explained, and the primary response is like, "Right. Thanks for letting us know that, because the only people that should be running that fast at a furry con is us."
We love Ed, but he's not a smart
Yes,
boy.
we made him buy Dari a couple of pints after that. But it did give birth to what we know as the Code Tine. Basically, in security terms, at least for Confuzzled, when you hear Code Black, that's sort of like the big emergency, everyone on this point and location now sort of thing. So, yeah, because of Cedric, we now have what we lovingly refer to as the Code Tine.
And that was one story.
That's one story. The other ones are not as long. That's the third time we've fucked with the con staff, though, unintentionally. As a collective group.
What about the intentional times?
No. We never have we ever had an intentional
times.
times.
They're not that bad.
The first one
You
was
say that.
no. It would never. They're never intentional. They just happen. This is why it's a Code Time.
Oh no, we've got into the habit now of trying to terrify Silver Fox Wolf.
Yeah, but now it's not as funny when it's on purpose.
No, he expects it now.
Exactly. So the first time, again, I was not around for it. I don't know where the fuck I was. But basically, our friend Damon was really not feeling good. Like, he was like bad. So Jamie, now I should mention, Jamie's like just over 6 foot tall and also really quite like bulky and quite strong. Apparently, like sort of like just like almost like picks up and drags it like Damon, followed by like a small like group to make sure he's all right.
Yeah, a bunch of us escort Damon down to Conops.
Yeah. Now, they find Foxwolf, the guy in charge of the medical team. And much like Cedric, Jamie had an instance where what was in brain did not translate to mouth. In brain,
Yes.
it was...
Well, see, Silver Fox Wolf at this point is walking away from the area.
And Silver Foxwolf is tiny
yeah.
and skinny.
Yeah, and Jamie yells down the corridor, "You!"
Yep!
He turns around and sees this giant Viking.
Yeah, and a posse.
And then Jamie picks the little dragon up, moves him 90 degrees, puts him in front of him. Fix dragon! Nah, that's not what Jamie said.
What Jamie thought was, "Sorry to bother you, my friend's not feeling well, could you please make them feel better?"
But again, giant Viking. So that's not what
Yeah,
came out.
screaming "You fix dragon" came out instead.
The fun part is we then ran into Silver Fox Wolf the next day in the pool.
Do you want to tell this one or can I take it?
You can take it if you like.
So, another one of my friends there, Simon, may have had like some fun the night before, and no, it wasn't even the night before. It was just before coming to the pool. Basically, he's the kind that does like getting like scratched up, and it does leave like marks, basically. So he decided the best thing to do after having that done to him would be to go into a chlorinated pool.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that happened. Obviously, he had a reaction of like like sort of thing because yay, chlorine and scratch marks. Silver Foxwolf was there, and he saw this happen, saw the marks all over his back, and the defeated words leave his mouth of like, "Oh, do I have to go to work now?"
That's not even where I was going.
Oh,
Because Silver Fox Wolf was there because he was with us at that time.
oh, he was actually with us.
Yeah, because at that point, he had come over to us, and he had asked, is your friend alright? Yes. And I was like, we're sorry for Jamie. But that wasn't the intention.
We're sorry for yelling at you in the corridor.
He's explaining that was one of the scariest moments of his con.
Whoops.
Hence, ever since, we try and make a point to scare him.
But now we know it's gonna happen. It's not fun anymore.
It does.
We
Just means we need to get more creative.
get more creative when we need a new head of medical to scare. But the thing is, there'll probably
So
be.
I'll try to with Felix.
Thing is, though, there's probably like a fucking section in the field memo was like, by the way, watch out for these guys. When there's like a picture of us, like they've gone to like my Facebook and seen a group shot. It's like, if you ever see this lot, they're gonna try and bullshit you. Do not believe them.
Now, see, the problem is they don't need anything like that. They just know us outside of the con. I think one of the other guys on medical is Phoenix Behemoth, and he knows what we're like.
Yeah.
If you see these
we mess
people
with our
run for
outside.
the hills,
If you see these
They
people,
know not to accept our bullshit anymore.
if you see these people, just expect that they might cause some bother unintentionally. Sorry, not sorry. Oh.
we apologize for any inconvenience.
It's okay. They also know we'll help out if needed.
Yeah, we are a helpful bunch. But no, because those three instances were what gave birth to the Code Tine. But definitely the Cedric and Jamie one, without a doubt. There are other fun side of the stories. Like, for example, the QCon quartet. I think
Oh, yes. A lot of these involve Ed, don't they?
a lot of them involve Ed, because Ed's really good at making shit up.
Causing trouble.
Yeah, Mr. friggin' Mexican emergency ukulele again. Everyone who's gone to a con will know the lovely, lovely phrase of con time, where nothing runs on time, so you're in the queue for ages. Again, thank God, dear Cedric or Ed, I'm going to use whichever name comes to my head, because he doesn't mind either. I said he's never far from his trusty ukulele. So we start strumming, we start singing, and then he does the glorious thing. He starts doing the Lord of the Wank, which is the Lord of the Dance hymn, but every time you say dance, you replace the words with wank, and it just makes it a million times funnier. And when you've got 20 people bellowing that out in the middle of a hotel, waiting to get into a fucking I think it was the art auction actually, or the closing
The
ceremony.
sad part is, because of this event, I actually remember the words.
I wanked in the morning when the sky turned black. It's hard to wank with the devil on your back. I came down from heaven and they wanked.
It's just, oh god.
Yeah, this is what
Yeah,
happens.
an entire queue of like 200 furries.
Started singing Lord of the Wank. Oh, we had a similar experience this year, just not as brilliant. Wait, hang on a minute.
Well,
Didn't Lord of the
it
Wank
was-
also make it on BBF?
It did, yes.
Fuck.
Actually, no. Singing one of the other songs got on to be.
Ah,
I don't
damn
think
it.
Lord of the Wank did.
Oh, I wish you got Lord of the Wank. That would be funnier.
See, I was going to bring up my first console, 2011.
Mm.
Angry Birds in the sponsor buffet.
Yes, that was.
Yeah, to explain this, Furry Fursuit Games, they had actually built up Angry Birds.
Angry Birds, yeah.
They had built up blocks, they had made paper mache pigs, and they had plush Angry Birds that they were throwing at them.
No, they had a
was the-
slingshot.
Yeah, and that was the game. And in the sponsor buffet, they served us proper American Mountain Dew.
Which was glorious beyond beggar's belief.
And about halfway through, there's a group of people going along collecting the cans from everyone for some unknown reason.
Yeah, we didn't know.
And they then pile them all up on a table. And they put pig on top of one of them. And then they start chanting, "Bring the bird!"
Bring the bird,
And
bring the
So
bird.
the Angry Bird toys had actually been put in the art auction at that point. Someone had to go to the art show,
Steal it.
take the Angry Bird, and bring it back so we could chuck it at the cans of Mountain Dew.
Wasn't it Cold Wolf that actually went and got it?
I was going to say, numerous people tried this, and none of them were able to take the pig down. Several people tried, one after the other, and they all failed.
They all missed. They didn't even get a single
then-
can.
Then Code Wolf, the head of security, came along, and he picked it up, and with one shot, took the entire load of cans out and sent the pig away. And this is why you don't fuck with security.
Yes. It should be worth mentioning as well, Cold Wolf has like a little rule, especially when he's running security. It's not like written anywhere, so you kind of have to like learn it by word of mouth.
You don't want to learn by experience.
You don't want to learn by experience. if you hear like rapid, heavy footsteps behind you, and someone screaming,
If you see Kurov running towards you,
or if you don't see him but you hear everybody stop where you are, you
yeah.
listen.
The rule is, don't try and move out of his way. He'll go around you.
Because what he's done, if he's running for any particular reason, it's usually for some con emergency. He has looked 100 meters ahead and has planned his route.
He has done the Doctor Strange thing of checking every possible future. And he has figured out the exact route to go as fast as he can around everyone. If you move, that will screw up his route. You won't stop him.
It won't slow him
You
down.
will get launched. You will get launched to the side as he goes through you.
Which is what happened to somebody. Thankfully, when they got launched to the side, there was a chair there. Yeah, so it's like when Coldwell's on the run, literally just stand still and wait until he's about 50 meters away from you, just in case. Oh, how could I forget? Jerusalem. I think that was the.
Alas, I wasn't there for that one.
Wait,
At least the final.
Oh, you weren't there for the final one, but you were there for the con, because it was the same one as the
I was
Angry
there for the
Birds.
con. That was 2011.
Every confuzzle has like its own like stupid like meme that goes on. I don't know what it was this year. Was it? It wasn't pineapple because that was last. That was last year. Was it just googly eyes again this year?
No,
It was something
I
daft.
don't think so. There was definitely something, but I can't remember.
I can't remember what it was. But this particular year, it was just randomly bursting out and singing Jerusalem, which in itself was funny and glorious. What made it more better, this is the first year I stayed the extra night and went to the Dead Dog party, like the last party where even the staff get involved because, hey, they're now done. And it wasn't just like the con staff, it was the hotel staff. It was pretty damn freaking cool. And like coming towards the end is an absolutely pissed out his brain Code Wolf because he's just hammered the drink because he hasn't been able to all weekend. And then, lo and behold, the DJ throws on Jerusalem. So anybody that's still, quote-unquote, standing at that point, just links arms, making a big circle, bellowing out Jerusalem. And I was right next to Code Wolf. And even in the CF video, there's a moment where you just see us both looking and smiling at each other, belting our hearts out for all that it's worth. The following morning happened when everyone was leaving and I saw him look dead to the world. And he still had a couple
To anybody that is going to a con or thinking of going to a con, get that extra night at the end.
Yes, to get that extra night without a doubt.
The Dead Dog is an experience.
It is not a con without the Dead Dog. But yeah, I saw a couple of the morning after and he still had a couple of bottles of like Mountain Dew next to him and I was like, you're going to be able to drink all that? And he just sort of looked and then looked back at me. He's like, nah, you can take a couple. I'm like, alright, you take care to do it. He's like, maybe after another 20 coffees. I was like, that bad? And he just nodded. I just took my Mountain Dew and left. Poor sod. But yes, FunCon stories. Dead Dog in general. We mentioned it, we'll say it again. Dead Dog in general is awesome. Apart from that one year they fucked it up.
It was good up until that point.
It was good until that point. Because Confronted now has a tradition where the last song that gets played is Nightwish Over the Hills. It's just a big fucking send-off. But the one year it didn't get played. And we didn't get our 2 hours of cheesy 70s, 80s and 90s. We were not happy.
No. One of my favourite years was the Carnival of the Night theme.
Oh,
When in the Dead Dog party we had, because the con meme that year was Carlton of the Night, and there was the Fresh Prince theme.
yeah, that
There
happened.
was an electro remix of the Red Dwarf theme.
That was pretty wicked. Yeah, I remember it now.
There was a mashup of the Ghostbusters theme and some.
It's Ghostbusters and Gangnam Style.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghostbusters Gangnam Style. That was actually surprisingly good.
That was amazingly good. I love it.
There's just all this weird shit. And the furries are all singing their hearts out to all of it.
Also, someone just going to Carson. Something. Oh, I am so sorry. That's how you know our fandom. I'm going to apologize for the half of everybody else in this fandom. That is not us.
Hey, what's this?
Someone on my Twitch chat. The only reason they know about the fandom is through Kiro the Wolf.
Oh.
I again can only apologize that that's how you have seen us. I can't think of another way to.
I
Yeah.
won't apologize for that shit. I will say I am damn happy with the amount of people that immediately turned to try and deal with
Fix
shit.
that, because that was bad. Is the best way to describe
To the
it.
point, I know a lot of it was reported to the authorities.
Mhm.
Furries helped, and some of those people have actually been arrested
Yeah.
because of fandom.
Although saying that, Carson has now followed. Actually, thank you very much. Welcome to the coffee club. Okay, Carson, we get right.
More power to you.
I might have to edit that out when this goes on YouTube, but thank you very much.
You do you, buddy.
You do. Look at this.
Or you do whoever else will consent.
Oh no.
I think that's it.
Just so chat. Oh no.
Yeah, right. Enough of the con stories. We've got many, but let's not burn through them all. We'll be here all night. Okay, where are we? This is from someone on Own Meets, Dean. What's the best thing that you love about the fandom and why? Easy. How goddamn supportive people can turn out to be.
Yeah,
And-
the community.
Yeah, you've just got to look at the shit we do for charity just to even have a even starting glimpse about
So I
what
have
goes
met
on.
a few assholes here, but
Kiro.
overwhelmingly, the fandom is full of the friendliest, most accepting, loving, generous, creative people I have ever met.
Yeah, it's honestly insane. I said I don't know where I'd be without the fandom.
To go back to the con thing for a bit, one of the greatest things I remember is some of the actual hotel staff a few years back saying, "Oh, we get all these other cons, and you get all these people coming in, and all these conventions, and it's like the dentists and all the other things, and the bar is all trashed. This is the only convention we see where people will be waiting at the bar for 30 minutes, and when they get served, they'll turn to the person next to them and say, what do you like? I'll get it for you."
Yeah, and I think this were the only Confuzzle's the only con I've seen where the bar staff actually turn to the suitors and go, "Do you want to go behind the bar?"
There's a few like that, but at this point, they just invite the suitors back because they want the pictures.
Yeah. Carson, you're asking how did I get into the fandom? That was a question I answered at the start of the stream. If you look at the links below, there should be a direction to my YouTube. In a few days' time, this stream will be posted up there to answer that question. I just don't want to repeat myself.
I don't think I answered that one. I could go into that quick.
Pardon?
I don't think I answered that one. I could go into that quickly. It was a short story.
Alright, how did you get into it then?
Basically, when I was much, much younger, I've always been a big fan of werewolves. And I went out looking for werewolf stories and werewolf art and stuff.
Can't blame you. Well, was it cool?
Yeah, that led me to discovering Golden Wolf art. And after that, I ended up
I
on
know
the
what you
old,
mean.
what was it, the time the old Yifstar forums, just showing how old I am.
Oh, Jesus.
And from there, I migrated out to Fur Nation and UK Fur. So yeah, I went out looking for something semi related to the fandom, and somehow ended up stuck in the forums for several years before turning up in real life.
Fair enough. Right. Carson, I'm gonna. I can send a whisper. No, I can't. Oh man, I'm just gonna quickly grab the link from my YouTube for Carson just to make this a bit easier. Yeah. I've just looked how long we've been going. We've done that much already. Jesus.
Yeah, time goes quick when you're getting into nostalgia.
Yeah, Jesus, no shit. Christ. Oh, come on, where's the link gone? I have a link somewhere.
I can actually vouch for the whole creativity of the fandom is quite impressive as well, because people look at the fandom and they think it's all just like animals, but actually it's more, it's become more based on the idea of anthropomorphism itself rather than
Just
any
animals,
animal.
yeah.
Yeah, you look at the furry fandom and really creative individuals can anthropomorphize basically anything.
Yeah, and the creativity doesn't just stop at the characters. One of the things I saw going to consult with this year is I'm looking around and there's some cool suitors, and then it's like I see one suit and say it's alright, and it's like, hold on, those eyes blinked.
Yeah. Like some of the suits have like
it's these,
robotic eyes.
Really cool LED, like OLED eyes. And we saw them at one of the dealers tables, and you can control which way they look. You can have a light sensor so that the pupil will dilate. And all this cool stuff.
The technical level on the suit, some of the suits is fantastic.
Yeah, sometimes
like the fact that people come up with this stuff is insane.
It's like even just like just outside of like the robotics and stuff like that and animatronics, even just like how some suits are like put together, it's just like that's cool. Like,
and then you go to the events people put on. I mean, almost every year console you have the Paw Pet show, but that kind of thing's been going on for years. I mean, they used to have the Sunday Paw Pet show over in Florida, who did their own 4-hour-a-week internet TV show for years.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there is so much stuff that is just insane, and it all just appears in this fandom. Things you would never think of.
Yeah, and again, even in the last year, there's been some like amazing stories, and my favorite, unfortunately, does house like some bad as well, but a lot more good came from it. Was it like BLFC, that 10-year-old girl Emma, when those those two suitors like bitched out her suit because hers cost like $200 and theirs like $5,000. And the bad side of it, a mob hunt started, they accused the wrong person, etc., blah blah. But the good side of it was someone heard the pleas of her father, rallied people together. She got her own photo shoot. She got a ton of art. Makers on making her own like suit for it, and I think even one person said, "Oh, by the way, when she gets older, let me know. I'll make her a full suit when she's fully grown up." And I'm just like, that's our community. This is us. This is us right here. I think that what it can like boil down to is, if you see like drama or shit starting like Twitter or Tumblr or somewhere, anywhere that do like furries on the internet, ignore that shit immediately, because it's more than likely at least one of the people involved or a couple of them are there to be shit stirrers in the first place.
Yeah, I would recommend going to places like Flera.
So where?
Seeing all the Green Reaper's news site.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
And you can see stories about some of the great things that have happened, all the different comics that are coming out, and how people are helping each other with them.
Yeah. Oh dear God, Carson, why? But yeah.
Oh well.
No, don't you start. But yeah, so what's the thing about what's the thing about the fandom? It boils down to how supportive and like great we all are having each other's backs. Like the friends that like I've got now, and I can see myself going to the grave with this lot. Like I don't see that going.
For every bad person you find, you will find at least 50 brilliant people.
A minimum, or even just like 50 people who are at least like decent and not gonna cause bother, And out of them, I would say at least 3 you're going to be stuck with for life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the amount of people we've adopted at Confuzzle because they were just on their own.
Yeah, it was the first time that no one with them, they looked scared, and it just took one of us to go, "You okay?" And it's like, right, sit down here.
We've had people who have been on the verge of tears because something has gone wrong for them. They're here on their own, they don't know how to deal with it. And we just go, come on, you're coming with us now.
Yeah, it's like, right, you're sitting here, get a drink. What do you want to drink? You want a Coke? You want a Coke? Right, you put a vodka in that, right? Yep, food.
You're part of our group now.
Yeah, you're one of us.
You're not on your own anymore.
I can imagine taking that first step, especially if it's your
Thanks,
first
Carson.
con, is quite difficult.
It is, and like I said, that's why I was so worried about my first con, because I was one of the ones that went alone, but I literally just grinded my teeth, jumped in with it, and I left there with, well, unfortunately, I don't talk to most of them now, but I left there with like 7 really good friends. One of them now is actually a big, well-known artist in the UK, Bushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first year she went to Confuzzle.
I would always recommend, if you're going to a con for the first time, try to find someone you know, either someone you know online or someone who's willing to go with you in real life.
Yeah.
Because having that one person there
makes it a lot easier.
Once you've got one person, it's so much easier to start meeting other people.
Yeah, I'm not...
Going in on your own it can be a bit much. You don't know where to jump.
Especially at Confuzzle these days, because I have seen people like, it's gonna be my first Confuzzle, yeah! And it's just like, oh, who are you going with?
And then as soon as you walk through the door, you're just a nervous wreck.
At the same time, this is why some of these cons have like the first con panel.
Mm-hmm.
Or they have a newbie meet. So all the people that have never done this before can come and meet people that are just as terrified as them. And make a few friends to begin with.
Yeah, again, it's like my werewolf thing. It's like there was so many new people. I'm just like, I'm gonna have to shove in an extra event on the Friday, just for the noobs, because I am not leaving them to deal with the people who've been coming for the last 5 years. It will terrify them. But yeah, really, really good supportive community. And I'm so glad I'm part of it. Right.
Yeah, I've known people that have come in and then they've left later on. I cannot see myself leaving the fandom.
No, never happen. Carson, you're saying you can't afford a con. If you're looking at like the big ones, depending where you are, just try looking around for smaller scale ones. They tend to be a lot cheaper, a lot more affordable. And if it's going to be your first time, yeah, I'd advise going to them.
Hell, we did Furcation for about 200 quid total.
Yeah, that was really, really, really good. Apart from the drive down there and back.
Oh god, the drive.
Let's not talk about that. Moving on.
Afford a con. Can I just say me too?
For now. Questions from Glitch. First one. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes.
Nope.
I do. I actually do. I've also got no evidence. I'm not gonna go conspiracy theories, but I think something's there. Like, because I have had like things like it's like I have like heard a noise in my house that I've never heard before, and it's like, what the fuck is that? Like I've had that so many times, even the house I'm in now. So it's like, it doesn't bother me. I'm not like scared. I'm just like, what the is that noise?
See, the thing is, I've had that in this house.
Yeah.
Which is brand new.
Oh.
No one haunting this thing.
Polar plane.
My opinion is always.
So
my
one
opinion
second.
is always.
Is the grave it was built on.
Polar plays 95 with the host. Thank you very much, my dude. And yes, Carson. Well, all 3 of us that are talking right now are from the UK. Paula, good afternoon. Good to see you this weekend. Good afternoon. Come to see you this weekend. Yes. Well, good afternoon, or in our case in the UK, good evening. Welcome. But yeah, back to the question: do you believe in ghosts? I do. Again, I'm not going to be like Mr. Conspiracy Theory guy or anything like that. I do believe them. Like I believe in aliens as well. I'm not gonna think we're the only beings in this goddamn universe. That's
I
just
think
too upsetting.
life outside the planet of our planet is
I mean, as far
very
as
likely, but little green men coming to visit us, no.
No.
yeah, as far as other life is concerned, highly likely, but not likely that we're ever going to interact with it.
Or at least not
It-
within our lifetimes or the foreseeable future.
Definitely not within
It
our
would be
lifetime.
so far away, and there's no guarantee of intelligence.
Although ghosts, I'm not particularly a believer in. Although I won't deny I'm a huge fan of the supernatural aspect of it. I do toy
Yeah.
with that a lot.
That's what
I love it as a storytelling device, but the problem with Ghost is to even get to Ghost, you've got to confirm so many other things. It's like, for there to be Ghost, you now have to have an afterlife.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to demonstrate there's an afterlife before I'm going to think that the things from the afterlife can come here.
Yeah, I can see that logic. It's just different beings, different thoughts.
It basically comes down to
I mean, I've never
I don't
actually thought of it that way. That's interesting.
Hmm.
So you have
Yeah,
another hoop to go through before you make Ghost believable.
Yeah.
yeah, it's the whole thing of there is plenty of unexplained stuff. I cannot say anything about that being Ghost because if it's unexplained, the answer is I don't know.
Yeah. Which is all perfectly fair enough.
To even have ghosts as a possibility for that, you first have to demonstrate that it is a possibility.
Also, sorry, Carson, you remind me a bit of Suit House. I don't know who they are. Do apologise.
Never heard of them. Sorry.
Next couple of questions. What motivates me to continue being on YouTube? Like I said, I do just
What's
like.
the need for attention?
Shut up! Jesus Christ! Fucking hell, Toby! You didn't even blink before you said that. You absolute.
We're too low, it's not funny anymore.
Oh, I hate you.
Is he wrong?
He's not. He is wrong. He's wrong. Again, I just like. For fuck's sake. I like entertaining people, and I swear to God, I'm gonna mute your dumb purple ass. I just like entertaining people and like sharing like my con experiences. And it's also like a bit of prosperity for me. Like I can look back to like my first few videos compared to stuff now, and it's like I can see I have gotten like better. It's like a little portfolio. Again, YouTube's obviously getting a lot more stringent with like what can be uploaded, what's like allowed and stuff like that, so it gets difficult. It's why I don't post a lot there, and I mainly stream when I can. It's just difficult with work. But no, the motivation is literally I like to entertain. Yes, Carson, we are using Discord at the moment. The final question from Glitch: what are my main goals to continue my career? Bit of an odd one because you didn't mention if that's either like a online one or real life. I'll answer both.
Make a fortune, buy a private island.
That would be a dream. But no, main goal. I suppose main goals for both of them is just to like have a job and income. Like I have a happy stable living. Like me and Toby were told so many times like, oh, if we won the lottery, we do this, we do that, blah 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 blah. But I'd be content just having like an affordable income. I can live with my other half, and we just relax together. Have the PCs we want, just chill out, and with our own little house. I'm fine with that. I'd be content with that. So, goals of my career, just reach the stage where I can support myself to that level, and not have to worry about it. It would be absolutely amazing if I could get my online stuff, especially my streaming, to the level where it actually could be classified as an actual proper income. But in order to do that, I'm looking at probably having to at least earning at least like £700 a month from it, which that's a few years down the line. But no, those are my goals. I'd like to do, but I'll just focus on my real life job for now and just do the streaming where I can and just slowly build up a following from there.
My goal is to not die sad and lonely. So far, I'm doing well.
Yeah, you're doing really well with that because we would never let that happen.
I'm doing good. Make your goals attainable.
Paula, thank you very much for popping by, and again, thank you very much for the host. You take care, and I'll see you next time. Right, that's all the questions from Glitch. We're on to the final bunch of questions, which is very nice because we're coming up to I would say the final half an hour. We've been here like an hour and 35 minutes, so hey ho.
Oh god, already?
Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock, dude.
Yeah, we've been going.
We've really been
Feels
going.
forever.
So these questions are from Ash Coyote. I did ask her what questions would she find interesting because she's done a lot of like interview stuff, and these ones are actually quite interesting. Would I change anything about the time I've spent in the fandom? Briefly touched on it earlier. I would definitely start like the streaming YouTube stuff sooner. Like be like one of like the first ones in to get that following base built up. And again, try to go to like cons sooner so I didn't miss that out on that sort of thing. Apart from that, not really. Because, again, as I mentioned, yeah, we'll meet some assholes along the way, yeah, we'll have some bad experiences, but the majority of it has been a really positive experience. And I don't want to mar that. I don't want to accidentally mess up those experiences, because they have honestly been spectacular, to be perfectly honest. What about you guys? Anything you'd change at all?
I would bring more money when I do go to cons. the amount of times I've gone, I want to buy this, and I want to buy this, I want to buy this, and now I'm out of money.
Yeah, mister, I'll buy a fursuit and get a badge for him in the same day.
I didn't get the badge in the same day. It was 2 days later.
Yes, but you requested and paid for it.
No, that was 2 days later.
Was it?
Yeah, I hadn't come up with a name for that.
Oh, yeah, shit. Okay, in the same con space.
Yeah, this year with Confuzzled, I walked into the dealer's den and I walked around, and within a few hours of dealer's den opening, I had bought a fursuit.
Pretty much. And he is now happily named Miller after the Miller's Bar at Confuzzled.
He's sitting right next to me.
Hi, Miller. Oh, quick funny story on that one. So, at Confuzzled, the Miller's Bar does have had a sign up in front of it to match the con.
Yeah.
And I think it was like it was the Monday, I think it was. Yeah, it was the Monday. We were walking up and down one of those massive long corridors where the Miller's Bar is, and I kept seeing the Confuzzled.
It was Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday.
It was Tuesday because it was when the con had ended.
Oh, right. But anyway, we were walking down the corridor, and I kept seeing the Miller's Bar sign that was made specifically for Confuzzled.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, how easy can I just get away with nicking that?
Yeah.
Like,
For reference, I had been saying all con I was going to go and get a picture next to this sign.
yeah,
Just for the hell of it.
because that's
And
when...
every time I went down there, there were a bunch of people in front of the bar, and I didn't have time, or I was too busy.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
So eventually, I had nothing to do for like half an hour. I literally just picked up this goddamn sign. And I went
Wait,
like...
I was there.
Well,
You're missing part in the story.
we picked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we picked it up, went to ConOps, and it was essentially like, can we have this? And they looked confused for a little bit, they went off, they asked some questions, and then someone else came along, and they're like, that's kind of technically nothing to do with us, you have to talk to the hotel.
What happened is we found a staff member in the lobby and said, can we take this? I was like, oh, I don't know. We need to ask the ConOps team. They're not there at the minute. They're all in Rizzo's room party.
Yeah, they had a room party.
But I think I know where some of them are. And we went down and we found them some of them in the security office, and we tried to go there and there wasn't actually anyone there. But just so happened someone else turned up at the same time. And we asked them, oh, yeah, we didn't do that. The hotel actually did that. They've been doing all their own advertising for the con this year.
So we dragged
So you go to concierge.
and we told the lady there, and I explained again, like, look, we don't want, this has been sitting there for like the last 2 hours. We'd like to take it because my friend here has got a new one of the suits, and he's actually named it after your bar.
I named myself after the bar. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, you can have that. Can we take a picture?
Yeah, that was the best bit. It's like,
Take a
that's
picture of
amazing.
me
Can I take a
holding my
picture of...
badge next to, with the signs? Like, I'm gonna show that to the bar staff. They'll love that.
You do know what this means? We definitely have to take Miller to the Miller's Bar next year.
Oh yeah, Miller's going to the Miller bar.
It'd be a sin not to. Come on, we really sidetracked there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, you went super off track.
What was the
Oh,
question?
God.
Would it change anything about the time spent? I think the majority of the answer is no. No, I wouldn't really change.
I mean, in all truth, I wish I'd like gotten interacting with it earlier.
Yeah, so apart from like little
Honestly,
things
'cause-
like that, which you've already covered, I don't think there's anything inherently
Yeah,
I'd
I mean-
change.
Because it's you talk about it as being the furry fandom, but it's not really a fandom. It's a community. So you.
I would
kinda
go
have to
forward for some people
interact.
say it is actually like a family they never had.
Yeah.
I always love the way
exactly.
Kage describes it. Furries are fans of each other.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to do it.
no, it's actually a
Other
really
fandoms,
good-
like, oh, the Star Wars fandom is all focused on Star Wars. Anime fandom is all on their latest anime series. Furries are the only ones that are not focused on some outside source.
It's the person.
We create everything that we're interested in.
Yeah, I mean, if you are the thing that you're a fan of, you're gonna attract other people who are fans of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
So,
also means,
yeah.
like, you know what? If the Star Wars stuff ends, that fandom will die off. They,
I mean, it probably will, considering
Yeah.
the direction the films are going.
as like, you look at all sorts of stuff, it's like Firefly is still a hugely popular cult series,
Because it's amazing.
but you don't see big get-togethers for it.
Yeah. Which is sad. But yeah, Furry,
Because
we
I
make
think
our
you-
own
Yeah, in
stuff.
that you can take away what causes the fandom, and the fandom will fall off. May not go away
Yeah.
entirely, but it'll
And-
fall off.
That's
Furry-
the unique thing about furries in particular. Most fandoms are based around a particular thing, like a show or a movie series or something of that sort. But to have a fandom based around an idea,
Yeah, it's about a concept.
it's almost like it's self-sustainable.
Well, that just leads to the question, how do you kill an idea? How do you
It's like-
kill a
Yeah,
concept?
exactly. I mean,
Hypothetically, let me just...
The fans create the content, and that content attracts more fans. So it's like a perpetual
Yeah, it's like we're
cycle
constantly
of
creating-
fandom growth.
We're constantly creating art and fursuits and music.
Again, let's just like even
All
talk
sorts of
like hypothetical. This is like really hypothetical, but like see some like bad like really happened. You know, probably they got wiped out or something like that. I don't know, but something bad happened and Furry like dropped off the radar for whatever reason. It takes one person in the future to like find what remains of it, see the potential, see what it was all about, and go,
It doesn't even take that.
mm,
People have been inventing anthropomorphic characters for as long as
Yeah,
they've been
I mean,
people.
I was just about to mention that actually.
The only
I mean,
reason this
the
became a
concept-
fandom is because
Yeah.
suddenly the internet made it possible for people to meet up.
The concept of being anthropomorphic is it's immortal, really.
yeah,
Yeah. Once you introduce the internet, suddenly these people who had this interest had a way to talk to each other.
to interact and meet up and
That was the
yeah.
only
So-
thing that we needed to set up a fandom.
I think Kivuli put it best when he said, "How do you kill an idea? You just don't. You really don't."
You can't
It's
kill
an-
a general
it's an idea
thought.
it's an idea and it's so intrinsic to being human. We always look at these features in other species.
Yeah.
And we apply our
We
concepts
have
to them, their concepts to us.
we're personifying everything all the time, just making.
Yeah, that's
something
how our
that
brains work.
is like a natural extension of it to make something, anthropomorphic.
Mm,
Yeah, it's how our brains work, and so it's always going to be there.
definitely.
Hmm.
Right,
But
we
it's
sidetracked again. Fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
Get into
Oops.
philosophy of the fandom.
Can we not go into philosophy again? We'll be here all night, and I don't have the need for this.
We don't need philosophy.
Okay, next question. Oh,
No one said they'd be thinking.
Jesus, were there hard times? Yes.
Oh, is that even a question?
Well, I'm gonna assume it's just for like the fandom in particular. There was. There's been a few, and it's again like I mentioned with like the whole like drama online and that sort of thing, and don't fucking get involved or believe in it. I've been caught in so many like disputes and like friends going at each other and everything like that. Or I've been directly involved in it myself, and it is painfully hard to have to deal with it. I hate having to deal with it, in fact, but sometimes I've got no choice. I have to get involved in that way, and it freaking sucks. And I get stressed and upset, and you know it comes across in real life, and I've still got to go to work and stuff, and I'm constantly like itching to check my phone to see if things okay.
Yeah, in my time, I've had friends who have been in really bad places. I've had people who have stabbed me in the back. Back in the day, I used to run the Furries, and I constantly had the whole thing of everyone is bitching about something, and you can never please them all. So yeah, there have been hard times, but I wouldn't trade them.
Yeah, again, it's thinking back to the earlier question of would you change anything? It's like
Yeah.
because if I didn't have those hard times,
I
I
may tell
would.
myself to look at my instincts more and trust them, but
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't be who I am without those particular events, and I'm quite happy and proud of the person I am today. If it wasn't for those hard times, and I think it is the best advice I feel I can give to somebody who is going through a hard time or ever encounters one is it is potentially going to hurt. It is probably going to suck, but try and find the silver lining, because there is always a silver lining, even if it's just like I'm now aware of this, so it can't happen to me again. That is still some good that can come from it.
yeah, again, if I could go back, I would tell myself to trust my instincts better, because there have been times where I thought this person feels off, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
And then they've been off.
Yeah, but for all the negatives I've had, it's been such a tiny percentage. It's not even 1% of my time.
It's the same with what you said of like you meet one bad person but you meet 50 great ones. It's the same
Yeah.
with general experiences.
You may have some bad times, but the good times will overshadow them.
Yeah, and the good times
You can use what you've learned from it as well.
yeah.
Especially if you surround yourself with good people.
And again, a good time can literally be whatever you classify it. Like right now, like doing this, I classify this as a good time. I'm having fun. I'm talking about my experiences. I'm in a way celebrating my 10 years in this damn fandom. I'm doing it with a couple of my friends. I classify that as a good time. The other day, I was off work. Tobias was off work. I just said to him, "Look, do you want to come online? We'll just sit, chill, and watch one of our favorite shows." He said, "Yeah, that was a good time. We watch Digimon on Fridays. That's a good time."
Yeah, an excellent example in this actually is we mentioned vacation.
Hmm.
And when we went down to vacation, it was an 8-hour trip.
10
We
hours.
got down there, yeah, for you. The roads around the area were all closed due to flooding, so we
Yep.
ended up going what I call the death road.
Oh
Which was
god.
literally you look out the passenger side window to a sheer drop.
Yep. Or a stone brick wall an inch from the
Yeah,
window.
and then we get to the place and we've got rubbish all over the place. There's glass in one of the beds.
It was bad.
It was a nightmare. And yet, because we had good people around with us,
We made it good. We
yeah, we had a great time.
we watched Doctor Who. We played games. We did D&D. That was fun.
Yeah, we just hung out with each other.
We
for
swore
like
at the fire alarm during breakfast.
Yes, we set that off multiple times, and
I
left
don't know how. To this day.
because they put a fire alarm in the corridor that connects to the kitchen that has no door.
Yeah.
The actual managers there said they set the fire alarm off in their office making toast.
Yeah. But as I said, those are like 2 times of bad experience, but we made a lot of good out of it. Literally.
Yeah, even if you've got good people around you, even the bad times, you
Yeah.
can make something good
Like-
of them.
Again, another example of a good time. this New Year's just gone, it was just me, you, and Anthony playing freaking Worms and then doing some Jackbox. And
then drunken singing.
Drunken singing happened. And honestly, that's one of the funniest New Year's I've ever had.
Yeah.
So it is literally grind through the hard times, take something positive from it. Do the biggest part of it. Do not let that bad experience ruin everything else, especially at a con. And more importantly, especially if it's at the end of a con, do not let that destroy it. If it's at the end, just think of all this awesome stuff that has happened, and if it's at the beginning, just shrug it off and just go, you know what, screw this particular thing. I'm going to enjoy these next 20 things.
Yeah, the best advice I can give is go out, meet people, and make some good friends.
Yeah, never. Again, linking back to that, it links to like my 15 con rules video. It's in my channel somewhere. It's like never be afraid to like ask people things, or like hug like a fursuit or like stuff like that. Never be afraid of it. And even just a simple thing like you're having lunch and you need somewhere to sit down. If you see like a couple of free chairs next to people you don't know, just politely ask them, "Excuse me, can I sit here?" And you might come out with a friendship after half an hour.
Yeah, what fursuiters, never be afraid to go up to a fursuiter and go, "Can I have a hug? Can I have a picture?"
Yeah, unless
they really need to get out of suit at this moment, they will say yes.
Yes, because they want to be hugged. Yeah.
There's a reason a fursuit parade will always stop many times. Because you put a load of fursuiters and a load of people with cameras, and the fursuiters will stop for each and every one of them.
Because they want to show off. But yeah,
fursuiters can't resist cameras.
But yeah, were there hard times? Of course there were. Did I get through them and learn from it? Yes, I fucking did. And I'm so happy about it. Again, actually, seeing the next question, what got you through them? My goddamn friends.
Yep.
Without a doubt, my goddamn friends. Without them, I'd be a mess. Like I said, I'm stuck with these bastards for life now. Why do you think
like even just having someone to listen to you bitch about something can make all the difference.
Yeah, I'm always there. Like I've always said to my friends, look, if you want to rant or vent at me, like just hit me up, and when I'm available, that's perfectly fine. We'll do it. There's been times I've literally just sat on Discord and just listened to someone pour their heart out for half an hour. I've not said a damn word. I've been listening while I've just been like chilling on a game, but I've just taken it all in, and then just consoled them. But they just needed that half an hour to get it off their chest, and it just made things a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Links back to what I said. What makes this fandom great? Shit like that.
Some people just need someone to listen to them.
Yep.
Right, coming to the end of the stream, the final question, very interesting one. I'm not sure how we're going to respond to it. What kind of personal relationship has the fandom cultivated for you? It's like,
for me, the friendships.
I think it means more just linked to the fandom. Like, what's the fandom like link? I mean, the friendship is good, but as mentioned before, it's like some people, I think even myself, see it more as the family I didn't have.
I've said repeatedly to people, like non-furries, when I'm off going to the con, and say, well, why you go to the things? Like, because it's 1,000 of my closest friends. I just haven't met them yet.
Why you go to this thing? It's home. We say every year, I'm home.
It's amazing how much going to Confuzzo feels like going home.
It really does. It's like we work away for like 358 days a year, and then we spend the rest of those days home. That's pretty much it. It is a very dysfunctional, very wacky family, but it is the wacky family I never had. Like,
so we've got our black sheep, sometimes literally.
But no, so like I said, because I spent my teenage years like boarding school. I still saw my parents and stuff, but I didn't have them like during those developing years. And when I left, I still felt a little disjointed. I got on brilliant with my mother now, and she thinks the fuzzy stuff is like funny. She doesn't understand it fully, but she thinks it's funny, and she appreciates the stuff I do, especially with charity. But again, from that disjointment is, where you see the furry family, and that's what they are to me. Like,
Yeah, it's always strange to me when I'm at home. It never feels like home. It feels more like. It feels exactly the same as if I'm just on the road, stopping off at a hotel.
yeah,
Mhm.
you'll
But when I get to Confuzzled,
Oh,
despite the fact
on
that
the
it is
con, yeah.
just a hotel,
it's home.
that's the first time I feel like I'm at home.
It's that sigh of
You
relief
feel like you belong.
when you park up that car, when you've got your room and you dump those bags in the room. It's like, oh, I'm home.
But it's the fact that you get there, and as soon as you park up the car, you'll be walking along and have people waving to you and saying hello, even if you haven't met them.
yeah.
You walk through the doors, and people you've met in previous years will come up and say hello to you.
I've had it. I've walked through the doors and I've had someone there go, Kivuli! I'm like, what? Shit! I'm suddenly like tackle hug and I'm like, oh, it's you! I haven't seen you in ages. What's going on? Like,
Well, I had one this year where, as I was leaving the con, I was going to my car to finish packing it, and I'm walking through the car park, and there's a woman in a wheelchair in there who was one of the other furries, and I don't know her, and she just goes, "Oh, goodbye, it's good to see you. Hope to see you next year." I was like, "We haven't met."
yeah. I
But
think I
that's
know
still-
I know exactly what I'm about. I think she's
Yeah.
that purple Dutch angel
Yeah,
dragon.
she is.
Yeah, she's so sweet.
Yeah, and it's like two people who have never met, and that's the response you get. It's
Like,
I can't wait to see you next year.
or like the people that you have seen. Like I said, when I was just walking along, this is like I think on the Friday like morning, and I just suddenly hear like, "Hey, Kivuli!" I'm like, what? I turn and there's Skunk from the werewolves, and it immediately I'm like, skunk! It's like massive hug sort of thing. He's like, how you doing? Like, catching up and that sort of thing. It's like,
The amount of times I've just walked through the lobby at the con on like the day before it even starts, and I'll just hear someone yell from the distance, "Juby!"
yeah. It's like, I don't
Hell,
think
I got to see some people this year that I haven't seen since my first con back in 2011.
Jesus. It's just crazy. And that's the other thing I've like noticed as well, it's like time doesn't seem to like erode things in the fandom unless you let it, but
No, like I say, this year I ran into all Snookums.
yeah,
You introduced me in the first year I went to the con.
yeah, I remember that.
And
I
he
think
hasn't been since. And I'm sitting there talking with people, and he just comes up to us, "Oh, hey Toby." I was like, "Holy shit,
See, this
you
thing-
remember me after 8 years?"
I said I did see him a couple of times. There are things that I don't think he recognized me because he knew me pre goatee.
Yeah.
So
But it was just that amazing thing. It's like, this is someone I saw for 3 days 8 years ago,
yeah,
and they come up and recognize me, and I recognize who they are.
yeah, it's truly amazing, and it's like when we leave, it's like time like slows down, and when we get back, it's like we've only been gone like a month at most. Like not years past, like only a month's passed since we last saw these people. We've last seen our family. But you just catch up and have a laugh, and it's just freaking brilliant. Priscilla, we need to get you to Confuzzle. We need to find a way to do this.
We'll figure it out.
We'll find a way. We'll just pick him up en route and stuff him in a bag.
I really need to get to a con, but there is. I said it time and time again. Where I live is just hard to get. It's just hard to get places from where I am.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to places from where we are.
It's
There's
really
ways
weird.
around it.
It's really weird because I'm between two major cities, but between them there is nothing. It's just barren.
Where are you between again? I keep forgetting.
I'm between Weston and Bristol.
You're not that far from fucking Birmingham. Get into Bristol, get a train.
Yeah, you may have to make a couple of changes, but we can get you there.
Right, sorry, just for the end of the stream, I'm looking up train tickets from Bristol to Birmingham. Excuse me a moment. Let's have a look at Bristol.
love to go up north. I'd fly if I could.
Bristol Temple Meads to Birmingham. Oh, that's not what I want. Where are we? Yep, International Airport. We want to return. How far in advance will this go? Jesus Christ, it's going on into January already, huh? So if you leave on the Thursday and come back the following Wednesday, departing after 9 o'clock in the morning and leaving the same. Oh.
It's an hour and a half drive. We can find a way to get you there.
Toby!
What?
Pick up Brazilian.
No, but I have to go past where I'm going. Well, no, it's less than 100 miles other way.
Are we still streaming?
Yeah, we're still streaming. I said this is the end of the stream trying to get you to get puzzled. We're working this out. In fact, hang on, where's Google Maps?
This is what friends will do for you.
Where's fucking Google Maps? Give me
Force you
this.
to go places.
We will get you up to the other end of the country by the
Right.
end.
Other end of the country, it's 94 miles. It's not that
It's
far.
not that far. Alright, Brazilian.
I'm travelling south 245 miles to get there.
Right, Brazilian, do me a favour. Can you, in DM, shoot me your postcode, please?
Okay. Where are you? I have to find you in DMs.
Just look for Kivuli. It's not that hard.
I am looking for Kivuli.
Like, do the search for it.
How on earth is it 1.5 hours
I-
to get from Bristol to Birmingham by car,
Just shoot you the
but it's
post.
2.5 by train?
Shoot you the postcode.
Yeah. Just DM me, bruh. Alright, okay.
Don't you dare dox me, fool.
Docs. Okay. So this isn't too bad. So apparently it's saying you need to get a Falcon bus to A1 Airport Flyer to train stations on Morecambe bus. Apparently take the National Express.
Who?
Wow, that's
You could easily
it's easier walking,
it.
I think.
you could easily get yourself to Bristol, and then it's just hop on the train. That takes you to Birmingham, and then you hop on the train there over to the Birmingham airport,
Yeah, literally
and you're where we are.
a drive up the M4 and M5, so two big fucking major roads.
Yeah, like I say, it's an hour and a half drive.
Yeah. We could do this. We could get a Brazilian.
It's an hour and a half drive or 2.5 hours on the train.
Toby, if he paid you the petrol, would you do it?
I don't know. At that point, I'll have been driving for over 4 hours. And then another 3.
True. True. Huh. Because
We'll figure something. There's ways to do it.
there are ways.
I've got a flight to Scotland before.
That's not helpful. That actually really does not help.
You could easily get to Bristol Airport, to Birmingham Airport, and then just walk to the column.
Thing is, though, I'm trying to look
We're
at.
within walking distance.
Yeah, you could spit on the cotton from the airport.
Literally, you hop on the little monorail they've got, that takes you to the NEC, and then you just walk across the road.
Yay, free monorail. We'll work it out. We'll get Brazilian to confuzzled. It has to happen now.
We might have to continue this in DMs.
Maybe. Speaking of which, continuing the DMs, I think we're going to call everything there. So, damn, that was 2 hours. Jesus Christ. But thank you for everybody who turned up. I hope you did enjoy the little show. Thanks to Jen, who's now buggered off somewhere. Thanks to Brazilian and Toby for joining me for the majority of it. And sharing your own experiences.
You're
and
welcome.
how you interacted with this fandom. It's been fun. I said keep an eye out for this coming up on YouTube within the next few days. If you're already watching this on YouTube, then hello. I hope you enjoyed listening to us talk bullshit for 2 hours. It has really been fun. So thank you very much to all of you that are watching. I hope you enjoy 10 years in the fandom as much as I have. Here's to the next 10 years. And as always, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. But from me, take care. Have a good night, folks. Bye-bye now.